As the great independent director Mr. Werner Herzog once said, I despise formal restaurants. I find all of that formality to be very base and vile. I would much rather eat potato chips on the sidewalk.
Hello and welcome to Potato Chips on the Sidewalk. I'm Barbecue Benjamin. Joining me today is...
Sudafed Jacob.
Sudafed? Isn't that what they used to make methamphetamine?
Maybe. No, but...
I think it is.
I'm a little sick. We're recording this remotely, by the way.
Well, we know you've been a sick little puppy for a while, Jacob. You deviant. Today I'm going to be talking about episodes 4 and 5 of Succession Season 4. I do not have the titles of the episodes in front of me. Let's just, I think we dive straight into episode 4. The day after Logan's death. Spoilers, by the way, everything through episode 4 and 5. What did you think of episode 4?
I really liked it. I think it was a nice little way to have such a power grab. It felt a little surreal. I think I don't know. I kind of like the fact that possibly the second biggest thing that's ever happened on the show happens in one of the quieter episodes. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's actually my favorite episode of the season so far.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, the biggest episode is episode 3 with the event happens, but I think the fallout and just, the banter and the scheming is where the show shines. Obviously, episode 3 had the emotional high of the show probably, but in terms of what I watch the show for, the scheming and all that, I think it's episode 4 is definitely my favorite of the season, at least of that. Of course, I love Mr. Carl and Mr. Frank.
I reckon post Logan,
comedy duo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Post Logan, I feel like they have to. The show has to compensate for the old men, so they're compensating that through increased Frank and Carl.
Yeah, and I think it's probably their time to shine at this episode. Musing in a comical mode, these sarcastic but fully serious conversations they're having, trying to navigate each other, who they're probably the two people most on the same page with each other, but they're still trying to duck and weave each other, linguistically at least. And I just from the beginning of the episode, I think, does the entire thing really take place in Logan's apartment?
I'm pretty sure. I think the intro has we see Shiv, Kendall, and Roman getting ready.
Yeah.
But the rest of it's in Logan's apartment.
Well, Marsha's apartment now, and then Connor's.
Yeah. So one day to be Connor's.
Do you remember a couple episodes? Well, I think in the first episode we did of Succession this season, I said that I was proud of the writers for not doing a secret Shiv pregnancy.
Yeah, and they did, yeah.
And then they kind of said, hey, Ben, remember when you said you were proud of us for not doing that? And they kind of threw it in my face. I'm not mad, but I'm just... I think it's... I don't know. I'll get more into this when we get to episode 5, but I feel like it's kind of a little bit artificial to get Shiv to forgive Ton a little bit.
Yeah,
it's kind of forcing the hand in that way.
Yeah, I understand.
But I don't know how that's really going to affect anything in terms of like her position in the company. Like, I think it's what do you think how it's going to play into it?
I don't know. Obviously, in we'll get to it a bit later when I talk about the next episode, but I do think Shiv Tom are about to become an item of sorts again. Or
Yes.
at least something between them's going to happen. So I feel like whatever that is, I don't know. I don't know any direction the show's going in now, because everything's just sort of been thrown up in the air. But that's also what's exciting about it. I think I have a feeling knowing these characters, it could and probably will be used as leverage of some sorts.
Yeah. It's just, but by who and to whom?
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So, as you know, like the, I was going to say party, but the, I guess, gathering, mournful gathering of the Waystar Royco family in Logan's apartment progresses. Frank stumbles upon a piece of paper that has Kendall's name by Logan at some point in the last 4 years, naming him as his successor. So this is the succession. The promise has been fulfilled of the title, at least somewhat, at this point in the season.
Yes.
And then there's a little caveat where it is debated on whether Kendall's name was underlined or crossed out.
Yeah.
What is your opinion? Do you think Logan crossed it out or emphasized Kendall?
I think I know the popular theory is that he crossed him out. I can see that. I can also see why he'd be underlined. And then there's the whole question of like how long ago was this and how much, changed in the meantime. But I also hate to be this guy, but I think the point of the episode and what it means to Kendall is it ends up not mattering to Kendall.
Yeah. Well,
Like
there's a point where he's in the bathroom and he's like got a photo of the piece of paper and he's zooming in on it.
Yeah.
And to me, it seemed like it was going to keep him up at night, of whether or not it was underlined or crossed out.
Yeah.
But I think I agree with you. By the end of the episode where Kendall is, he's he's just kind of he's achieved what he wanted from the very first episode. Logan had to die to do it.
Yeah.
But he's finally gotten what he wanted, which tells me that it's not going to blow up by the end of the season.
Look, if Kendall's achieved what he wants, and
something bad is going to happen.
There's like 4 to 5 episodes left to go. Like, that man can't keep his shit straight for half a season. So, look, it's going to implode. It's just to whom and in what way it does.
Yeah. And I said, I think, was it last episode we said that who's going to be the major antagonist for the rest of the season? I brought up Marsha. And she did return this episode. Do we think that she's got to play, or she's just there to get her $63 million from Connor?
At this point, it could go either way, honestly. Like, I feel like she wants to actually keep peace with the kids. Like, she actually seemed to, actually show a lot of respect for them. And like, while before I always kind of read Marsha as a little like, okay, what's her game? I think this is the most sincere she has been.
Yeah.
And I think I think she genuinely wants to be in good stead with the kids.
Yeah. What do you think she knows that something like with Carrie, because like she seemed to have a plan to deal with Carrie.
She had to
Yeah,
have.
Carrie was talking about that she was going to get married to Logan, and like I think there was like a hint of maybe that she was pregnant with Logan's baby. I think maybe. So like, does Marsha know something that we don't with Carrie so far?
Possibly, but like that's the thing. It's like when the whole Carrie thing was happening, like Marsha wasn't seen in the show, and she was also kind of like they said she was like out in Europe on a shopping spree a lot of the time. Like,
yeah,
I think she obviously has a lot of animosity to Carrie.
Well, no shit.
I feel like this isn't going to be the last we see of Carrie, actually.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, what's she gonna do? Because she knows everything that happened between Logan and the kids, and I think like the combination of Roman feeling extremely bad for her in that moment, and then his refusal to bag out Logan to the media. But Kendall wanted to do that. I think like Roman having those two things side by side in this episode indicate that the end game is probably going to be Roman versus Kendall, and Carrie's going to be a secret weapon for him in that, I think.
I reckon, I do agree. Obviously, right now it seems to be Shiv versus Kendall / Roman, but I do agree. I think the thing with Kendall and Shiv is when they have leverage, there's no better characters at completely fucking it up than them.
Yeah, exactly. Like in season 2 when Shiv was just like, it's gonna be me. And then fucking Logan's like, shut the hell up. Like the fact that you like felt the need to just say it's me kind of like just undermines like any strategic position you have at all. And at the so episode ends with Kendall as CEO and Roman as COO,
and also Kendall leaking information about his dad's misconduct in certain areas secretly
under threat.
Secretly with Hugo, not under Carolina, but with Hugo, and using Hugo's then recently revealed insider trading issue as blackmail.
See that's Kendall trying to be Logan in that moment.
Well,
but,
he as he genuinely says, that's what my dad would have done.
Yeah. So with Kendall as CEO and Roman as COO, at the end of each episode, who gained the most power and who lost the most power?
Wait, pardon?
Who, like we're talking about each episode, who gained the most power and who lost the most power?
Well, it has to be Kendall gained the most, obviously.
See, I think it's probably Roman over Kendall.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, Roman was already in Logan's ear, so I feel like... again, I don't think this is going to be endgame power, but I feel like Kendall obviously has the upper hand, and the more... At the point of that episode, like, Roman kind of was there as CEO.
Okay. I think who's definitely lost the most power in this episode, and then certainly by episode 5, was Hugo.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's like you could make an argument for Kerry, but I think by the time Logan cocked it, she was already like
Yeah, already episode 3, she lost the most. Yeah.
yeah. But also probably Tom as well. Like
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
like the thing
Well,
about
I mean, like
the thing about
Carl
Tom
telling him
was,
that he's fucked.
well, the thing about Tom was he played a gamble on having Logan, he devoted himself to Logan. Logan didn't respect him, but Logan trusted him. But now no one respects him nor trusts him.
Yeah, I guess that's actually true. Yeah.
And and that's the thing. It's like when he sort of like makes a point of being CEO potentially, like,
And everybody laughs him out of the room.
everyone laughs him out of the room, but it's like Carl especially just goes fucking into him. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah,
So episode 5. I think this is like every episode this season after like episode 3
yeah,
has felt like a season finale.
yeah, I agree.
And I'm just gobsmacked at the firing rate of like how this show's like managing to keep it going. Like immediately after last week's episode, they're immediately off to see Lucas Matson in Norway in his dojo's company retreat.
Yes.
To broker the deal between the deal to sell the I actually don't know which part of the company, like I guess everything but ATN.
Yeah.
And Lucas wants the entire package, including ATN. And Roman and Kendall decide to let's just fucking destroy the deal. Do you think, like at the end of the episode,
Who the fuck was that? What?
it was what?
I just heard a woman laughing.
I can't hear shit. Okay, I got headphones on. If something's going on in the background, I don't know what you're
I'm also
talking
sick.
about.
I might be hallucinating.
Okay. So at the end of the episode, Lucas realizes they're trying to take the deal and basically gives them an offer where they can't take the deal in retaliation.
Yeah.
Like offering more money.
Yeah.
How, like, because I don't think that the deal is going to go through regardless of this seeming loss for Roman and Kendall.
Yeah.
How do you think they're going to blow this up?
Well, they already pushed Shiv to the side way too much.
Yeah, but yeah.
Like they really fucked up there, I think.
No, but I mean, like, on what's their next play? Like, I think what they have to do is get Shiv back on their side, and Shiv's going to give them the sending liters upon liters of blood to his communications officer is what they're going to leak to the public.
Yeah, but sorry, I've kind of lost my trail of thought for a bit. Yeah, well, I think that could be it, but you don't know how much Shiv is going to keep that to herself.
She's not.
No, but it's like she's not okay. She's not going to keep it to herself, but does she keep it to Kendall and Roman? Like, does she parlay that?
Okay, listen to this. I think the disgusting brother Gregory Hirsch is a little bit of a fuckboy.
Well, obviously, yeah.
And I think that he's going to somehow talk to the communications officer
Yeah.
in his fuckboy ways, and he's gonna tell Kendall and Roman about it.
Okay, I like that. I like that idea. Yeah.
Because you see Greg walk around like the bumbling giant he is,
He is, yes.
and any woman on this show under the age of 30 or about 30, he is just going after in the
Yes.
most awkward, just downright plain, cringy way possible. And he doesn't even understand what's going on around him. Like when Tom asks him to like give him a leg up with Mattson and starts talking to him about the article he read in The Economist, and Tom's just like making fun of him immediately. The look on his face is being like, wait, what's going on? I thought we were helping each other. Like, it was made very clear to him that Tom was just gonna rip into him.
Yeah.
It's I don't know what Greg's purpose is by the end of the season.
Well,
I
you got to think he makes one more play, one major play.
I just what desires does he even have?
I think at this point he just wants to kind of live the life he's been living and be a part of the what does he call them, the
Disgusting Brothers?
No. He
Oh, the Quad Squad.
Yeah, the Quad Squad. Yeah. Like, which obviously isn't going to happen.
I just love how every episode he's trying to like interact with them like they're all like friends, and each time they're just like, Greg, can you fuck off?
Exactly. He just keeps on trying.
It's sweet, but also he's just like the biggest cockroach on the show, probably.
Yeah, that's the thing. Also, speaking of, Tom actually has a bit of an interesting streak this episode.
Yeah.
Like, speaking of cockroaches, he loves to latch himself to power.
Yeah.
And like, he makes several risky plays in this episode, where he immediately tells one of Lucas Matson's guys, "Hey, I'll tell you who's dead weight." Like immediately sensing, trying to like be like, "Hey, yeah, I agree. There's some people here that shouldn't be here. Let me tell you who." But then he tries to interact with Lucas Matson by trying to be hell cool, and I love when Tom tries to be cool.
Yeah, and he just sits down and he's like, "Can I join?" And they're all like, "Okay." Like,
yeah.
If you think, and then, I really want to talk about his final scene with Shiv in this episode, or second final scene.
When they have the play fight.
Yeah, they had the bit of the play fight. So that I don't know if it's the pregnancy or, well, going back again, sorry, like it's jumping all over the place. The night before this, Shiv meets with Madison to, like just discuss. He gives her the information that he's a fucking psychotic, weird cunt who sends blood to his communications officer. I don't even know how to, like, process whatever that's meant to mean. Like, it's fucking insane on every level. And presumably at this point is where I think Tom said that he was going to tell who's dead weight. I think this is Shiv who's told them who's the dead weight, and she's ultimately responsible for the kill list.
Yeah.
And that's why Tom's not on it by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So I wonder if her protection of Tom is just that she wants her kid to have like the income from the father. Like, If it's that, or she's just genuinely only doing it for herself, that she's got a husband who's still in play, that is just gonna help her out, or if she genuinely cares about it. And I'm thinking it's elements of all three, but I think she genuinely is just tired of fighting with Tom.
I think that's it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, like even if there wasn't this baby coming, she probably wouldn't be as ready to forgive him. But Logan's not around anymore. She misses Logan even though what he did. And she misses Tom even though he sided with Logan at the end of season 3. So, like, it's a situation for her where I think that she's obviously not getting what she needs out of Kendall and Roman, so she's going to her obedient lapdog who needs a Roy to put their their hat in the ring for him. Anyway, let's talk about Kieran Culkin in this episode.
Yes, let's do so.
Especially in the scene on the mountain. So this would have been his completely he's automatically winning Best Supporting Actor at the Emmys.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he's being submitted as lead actor.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a mistake?
No, I actually don't.
Oh, really?
I think that if there's ever been an Emmy scene, it was that scene with Lucas Metzger.
100%. Yeah.
Like, I also feel like I feel like Roman has the most leverage of it, all the Roys in like the end game, sort of.
Yeah.
But there are 3 worrying things about him to me. First and foremost, the pills. He's been kind of downing pills like nothing for some reason.
Yeah.
Second of all, there was a shot in the trailer of Succession.
Yeah.
This season, where Roman's at a protest.
I think that's from the election episode.
And I know Jesse Armstrong in an interview has said, I think episode 8 or 9.
Episode 8 is the one that's called America Decides.
And no, and he said that's the episode that's going to be shocking.
The
so
most shocking.
I'm like, is Roman going to fucking die? Like,
die?
Maybe. I don't know. Like, something's going to happen to Roman. I don't know. I just have this
shocking,
horrible dread for all of the characters.
I don't think any of them are going to die.
Okay, I hope so.
I think if you kill Logan, like as I said, like in episode 3, Logan's death being so unexpected is like given way more weight that the show's not too cavalier about just killing people off.
Yeah.
I think if you kill Logan in episode 3 and then kill Roman 5 episodes later, I think that's like kind of jumping the shark a little bit.
I understand, but also,
yeah.
What happened to your shift pregnancy?
Okay, look. I'm still not a huge fan of that as a plot device. I think that's kind of what they get.
We don't know how it's going to be rolled out though yet.
I know, but it's also like I was disgusted by the same theory from Game of Thrones when Sansa Stark was raped by Ramsay Bolton.
Yeah.
And that same theory was going around, so I don't like leveraged pregnancy theories, just in general. I think that's
fair.
What I don't like. But yeah, you don't think that's too much? 5 episodes later,
again, I don't know what the fuck the show's doing, but like,
okay.
Anyway, I just know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just have this horrible dread for Roman.
Dread. Oh, that's making me sad now.
Yeah.
Okay. So who do you think gained the most power this episode?
Roman.
I think Matson.
Well, I'd say Matson was already on the top, to be honest. So, like, if we're talking about...
Well, he started...
Pardon?
He started this episode by railroading everyone, and now he's basically, like, unless Roman and Kendall can do something to take him down, he has effectively just railroaded them into taking ATN as well. Like, they can't say no to that offer.
Well, yeah, but I do know that, but I'm just saying, it's like, I think, again, if we're talking about gaining the most power, I don't necessarily think this is who's on top. I think Lucas Matson has sort of actually been on top this entire season. But I think Shiv's also gained power. Kendall somehow lost a bit of power. It's weird. He kind of just did. He didn't do nothing, but he just kind of.
He was doing the plan, and then Roman kind of fucked it up for him.
That's what I mean, though. But like Roman took over.
Yeah.
Probably like objectively got them the better deal to everyone else, but they're not happy with it.
Okay.
So I feel like Roman actually sort of took charge a bit.
Okay.
And I like that was something that I think Kendall wishes he could do, but Roman did just grow a backbone.
Yeah, well, he probably did what Kendall wanted to do, but had the restraint not to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, this movie that's meant to be a disaster.
Yes.
What do we think the equivalent is meant to be? It's about some guy in a cave for an hour and a half. Is it meant to be Iron Man?
Isn't it a robot in a cage?
Yeah, is it meant to be Iron Man or something in a cave?
I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder what they'd try to like make fun of it there.
I don't know. I like the idea that it's just Jesse Armstrong's like superhero idea or something.
Yeah. Oh, who lost the most power? Kendall? Here you go again.
I gotta go Tom.
Actually,
I gotta go
Tom.
Maybe Tom. I don't know actually. I think
No, Tom's got Shiv in his corner. Like he's not on the kill list.
That's true. I guess Carl and Frank.
Carl and Frank, they're like the highest in the company that are on the kill list.
Yeah.
I also want to mention one of my favorite just lines in the entire show is when Hugo's talking to his counterpart at Gojo.
Yeah.
He's like an Olympic fourth placer.
Yeah.
And he's like just being like such a sarcastic arsehole about how he didn't even come third. And then he walks away from him and he just like, guy's a dick. That's just perfectly nice.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just perfect. Yeah. I think it's got to be Hugo because he's been the most stressed one about the entire thing.
Yeah.
And he just...
Yeah.
Well, he's never really had that much power. But Tom's got Shiv. I guess Greg never had anything either, so he's got nothing to lose.
Yeah. I guess the biggest loser is Lucas Matson in terms of his blood. Like,
yeah. Yeah, it might be Kendall.
I think it. Yeah, go on.
Or is it Logan having in whatever get-up that Connor's dressed him in at the Farmers?
Yeah, so it's probably Logan because the family has lost ATN and he's being dressed in a kilt or something.
Yeah. Okay. So are we going to talk about who we think is going to win by the end of the season again? At this point?
Yep.
Who do you think?
If he doesn't die, Roman.
If he doesn't die, Roman.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not convinced Marsha is out of the picture yet.
I can see that.
Marsha or we get our dream and it's a Carl CEO and Frank COO situation at the end of the season. That would be
That's my ideal situation.
yeah. That's actually what should happen.
I just
And
want to
just the
see
two of them
I
sitting
just
in
want
their
to see.
robes.
I just want to see them just sort of kicking back in the office, just being like, like,
That was crazy, wasn't it? And then it just cuts to black.
yeah.
Oh,
Again,
perfect.
like I said this on the group chat earlier today, but I feel like Carl and Frank are Ben and I. Like,
Yeah, just
if we were
just the
business
two
bros.
of us. Oh. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited for the rest of the season. We're halfway through now. Halfway through. And if that's been half the season, like, I feel like more's happened in this season already than season 3.
Well, that's the thing. It's like everyone's saying, "Oh, the show's gone to, like, the show has so much ground to cover, like, in such a short time. How are they
They've covered
doing
a
it?"
lot of it.
And it's like, yeah, they've covered more than they have in seasons. Like,
Yeah. It's kind of insane.
yeah,
Well, I remember, like, do you remember the first season when, like, episode 6 ended and you're like, wait, there's 4 more episodes?
yes,
Like, I feel like the show feels like that for the first time since season 1.
yeah, exactly. And it's like every
So,
episode.
yeah. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. Anyway, thank you. We'll probably be back in a couple weeks again.
Yeah.
Probably we'll do Barry 3 and 4 next week. And we'll see you on the flip side, my guys. I'm sorry for that. My brother. Bo Was Afraid is great. I'm sorry.
That's awesome.
All right. Bye.
Bye.